Boy, there sure seem to be a lot of crazy folktales from the Philippines about the origins of fruit.
Oh, Liz, you don't even know the half of it.
Well, I'm not going to let you ruin mangoes for me, Ria. My Aunt Pilar used to bring me dried mangoes from the Philippines every year she'd visit, and I really treasure that memory.
Mangoes are a dead girl.
No! It's time for Folklore with Friends. Bonk.
So, there was once a beautiful young woman named Aganhon who had a kind of unfortunate family situation. You see, her mother was a really lovely person, and in fact, Aganhon took after her. But her father, the Ogdog, was a little bit of a nightmare.
Who ate the last bowl of pancit? You did, dear. Oh. Well, you should have anticipated I would eat it and made more!
So I'm sure it's no surprise to learn that when Aganhon came of age and could start taking suitors, her father had some very strong and adamant opinions about who her match should be.
Daughter, I've picked out your future husband for you. Oh, could we maybe talk about it first? Maybe meet a few options? Oh, I found him. He's basically a carbon copy of me. So he yells a lot and it's impossible to please him? Yep, that's pretty much his deal. I like him.
Understandably, Aganhon was mortified. She had no interest in winding up in a dysfunctional marriage just like her parents. She wanted such crazy things as a husband who would treat her kindly, whose temperament was mild. But her father wouldn't budge.
You will be married on the next full moon!
Aganhon was utterly miserable. She refused to help with any preparations for the wedding. She withdrew and never left her room, and everyone could only hear her crying. And then, several red flags later, the day of her wedding arrived.
Where is Aganhon? She isn't in her room. I haven't seen her anywhere this whole morning. We'll send out a search party for her.
The poor girl would not be found in her room. Instead, they found her dead by the spring in the back of the house. Rather than give her heart up to a man she hated, she'd chosen to cut it out instead. Her family was devastated. And that night, Theogdog's dreams were haunted with visions of his daughter.
I forgive you, Father. I feel like that's more than I deserve. It is. But go to the spring where you found me tomorrow morning. You will find a fruit tree there, with beautiful, sweet, heart-shaped fruits. When you take a fruit from its branches, think of me. That sounds less like forgiveness and more like a constant guilt trip. Yeah, well, you deserve it. Sweet dreams, Dad.
The next morning, the Ogdog followed his daughter's instructions and looked for the spot she had told him about in his dream. He found a tree covered in beautiful golden yellow fruit, shaped a little bit like an anatomical heart. When he tasted its fruit, it was as sweet as his daughter's soul had been.
I'm a terrible father.
He called the townspeople to see the tree and told them it was his daughter's gift to them. They called the fruit mango, which means heart-shaped.
And when you eat this fruit, remember never to break your child's heart. It kind of feels like I'm being asked to bear responsibility for that asshole's terrible parenting. It's a damn good heart. Folklore with Friends. Bonk.